Every morning, the first thing I like to do is drink a big cup of water. I always wake up feeling thirsty, and I know that it's really important to hydrate first thing in the morning. Sometimes I add lemon to my water, and sometimes I just drink plain water. It pretty much depends on if I want to be lazy or not. But I'm also cleaning up my kitchen before I make breakfast. I typically do like to do a little cleaning in the morning and get to the things that I didn't get to the following night. I try to do these things at nighttime, but like these water bottles, I wash them and then I was letting them dry overnight. And there's always just a few dishes in the sink. My husband and I typically have some kind of snack after the kids are in bed, and I don't normally like to do those dishes. So getting all that stuff done before I start breakfast this morning. For breakfast, I'm going to make some sausage patties, and I'm also going to fry up some eggs. My baby usually needs a snack before breakfast is ready, and he loves, actually, both my baby and my toddler love frozen bananas. And so we have some bananas frozen. Now for the baby, I cut them up really small for him, but my older one will just take them and eat them. It's kind of funny. I don't know why they love frozen bananas, but they do. So anyway, I'm giving my toddler a little snack while I make breakfast. Now this is a huge thing. This is actually moose meat. My dad went on a moose hunting trip in Canada, I don't know, maybe like a month ago or something. And so he shared all of the moose meat with all of my sisters. So we all have a bunch of moose meat, and it's really good. If you've never had moose, it is still venison, so kind of similar to deer, but I don't think it tastes as gamey as deer meat. So anyway, this one is still a little bit frozen, and so I'm just cutting it into little sausage patties. And on Black Friday, when I was shopping with my mom and my sisters, my daughter, we went into this like really cute little spice store. We weren't like planning. I was just like near another place where we were shopping, and they had this venison sausage seasoning. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to get that to try, because we have so much venison between deer and our moose, and we love to make our own sausage. And so this is just regular like ground moose, but then when you add the seasonings to it, it makes a really yummy breakfast sausage. And so it was actually really good. Some of my kids said it was a little bit spicy, but most of us liked it. Now this was 2 pounds of moose, and we won't eat all of it for breakfast today. And so I saved it, and then we had the rest of it for breakfast the next day. Now I'm also going to be making some hash browns. My kids love when I make shredded hash browns, like the kind you get at a restaurant, and they are super easy to make. So I just shred a few with the cheese grater, and then I'm going to heat up some oil in my cast iron skillet. And then once it gets really hot, you put the hash browns on the skillet, and then I add some salt and pepper, and the goal is to only have to flip these once. And so I try to let the hash browns cook until, they're pretty much done and really crispy on the bottom, and then I flip them, and so good. And it's so easy because like while my venison sausage is cooking, my hash browns be cooking, and I'm also heating up some butter in my other skillet to scramble up some eggs. We didn't have as many eggs as we normally would make. Our chickens are not laying well. We don't have that many chickens. It's cold, the whole thing. It's definitely time to restock the flock. And so that's going to have to be happening really soon. We do get eggs from a local farm where we also get our milk from. And so we're going to need more eggs, I think, tonight or tomorrow night. But for today, I only have about a half a dozen eggs. And so I'm going to fry up all of those. But we would definitely, typically we make about a dozen eggs when I'm making it for the whole family. But with all the sides, with the potatoes and the sausage, it's definitely enough to fill us up. So this is breakfast. All right, so after breakfast, I'm doing a quick cleanup, and you see there's a few extra dishes here that we didn't even use at breakfast. One is that jar with the red stuff in it. That's actually cranberry sauce that we had finished, I guess, yesterday. I don't really know. Sometimes my husband likes to, like, if he finishes something or he doesn't want to do the dish, he leaves like the smallest amount in the container so then it can just put it back in the fridge so he doesn't have to do the dish. I'm always getting on him about this. Not that it's really that big of a deal. I more just think it's really funny. He absolutely hates doing dishes, whereas I do not mind doing dishes at all. I'm always like, scoot over. Like, if, like, okay, for example, if he is eating like cereal with a spoon and then he wants to put like butter on bread, he'll use that spoon instead of getting out like a new knife because he doesn't want to have to do an extra dish. I think it's really funny. I'll use as many dishes as we need. I don't mind washing them anyway. So that's why there was like an empty thing of cranberry sauce inside of my fridge. It's like, why is this in here? Because he finishes it, then leaves like the smallest amount in there so he doesn't have to do the dish. After I wash my cast iron skillets, I always put them on the stove and just turn the heat on to get them nice and dry, because if cast iron doesn't get dry, then it will rust. Not that you can't take care of that real easily, but I like to make sure that it's completely dry before putting it away. And for me, putting it away means leaving it right here on my stovetop, but still something that I like to do. So also cleaning the stove. This is something that I have to do after like almost every meal. One, I guess I'm messy. Two, my daughter helps me cook a lot. She's messy. And then just when you're making anything with meat and, I don't know, things splatter. And this black stove shows literally everything. And so that's just a constant job, is cleaning the stovetop. It's super easy. I just spray it with my all-purpose spray and wipe it down. So not a big deal, but something that I have to do after almost every single time that I cook. All right, heading down to the laundry room to switch out clothes. I have some that just got pulled out of the dryer that I need to fold. I have some that need to start washing. You can see I have my 5-gallon bucket of laundry soap over on the side. We had some other soap that I have points at different places, and I purchased laundry soap with my points. And so I have some not homemade soap, so I'll definitely get to my bucket here in a little bit, but that's why I'm using this other soap here. So I'm just gonna get all this laundry out. I think my laundry room's downstairs, so I find that once I get the clothes upstairs, that gets me like a whole step closer to actually folding the clothes and getting them put away. And so I'm doing that. I'm also kind of cleaning up our laundry room. My 2 older boys, they don't have a closet in their room. And so all of their clothes get hung up here in the laundry room. And sometimes things, especially after like church or so, when like their clothes are hung up, just kind of get thrown here. So I'm getting this area cleaned up. I have a bunch of potatoes down here. Paper towels. Okay, so we like don't even really use very many paper towels in our house. But my husband needed them for something. I don't remember what it was, but like one thing he wanted paper towels for, and he ordered them online, and it sent like, I guess he didn't look at how many. It's like so many rolls of paper towels. I feel like we are going to have these for like 10 years, forever. This is like a lifetime supply of paper towels for our family. So anyway, a bunch of those, bringing up clothes, getting them folded, and I have like a system with my laundry. My 3 youngest boys don't even really have a dresser. They just have some baskets in their closet that stay down low so they can put their own clothes away and get themselves dressed in the morning. I'm not too particular about folding their clothes because they get all messed back up because they're all little, and you know, like I said, they put away their own clothes, so half of them get dropped on the floor before they even make it to the clothes bin. So I don't really worry about folding anything. I remember when I first got married, if my husband did the laundry or something, I would like refold like the underwear because he didn't fold them the correct way. Anyway, just I guess it's partially after having a bunch of kids, my standards have gone down. I like my house to look tidy, but I do not care anymore about the way the things look in the dressers or how the socks or underwear are folded. If things are in the right, you know, vicinity in the house, great. Everything's good for me. All right, getting the living room cleaned up. And if you guys noticed, I got some new furniture in here. This is something that definitely needed to happen. I loved my other couch, but it was not the right size for this space. And so have some new furniture. I'll tell you guys more about it here in a little bit. So yeah, just straightening up the living room, have the breakfast cleaned up, and then I'm heading into my room to make my bed. This is also a new bed in here. We are doing a lot of moving things around. I have this goal. So you guys know that we're eventually going to be building in a few years. And I have this goal that when I move to the new house that I only want to bring furniture, things that I love to the new house. And the furniture in my bedroom I did not love. And so I'm slowly collecting things that I do love. I only so far have the bed, and I stupidly already sold the dresser and the nightstands. And so now we have no dressers and no nightstands, and I'm being super picky about finding the exact thing that I want here. So now we just have a bed, which, you know, it's all working out. We have a big closet, so we have our clothes in there, but I'm like, I don't know why I jumped the gun and sold things before I had things to replace it. I easily get stressed when I have too much stuff, and when I have like anything extra, I just immediately start thinking I have to get rid of things. And so I guess I thought the dresser had to go, and I don't know how long it's going to be until I find a new one. All right, so you guys probably noticed when I was tidying up my living room that I have new furniture in here. I want to thank Cheetah for sponsoring today's video, and I want to tell you guys about this new furniture of mine. So we have been living here for a couple of years, and we never really loved our living room. It's a kind of oddly shaped living room, and it's very small, right off of our dining room and our kitchen. And we never feel like we have enough seating in here. So we have been wanting to add an extra piece of furniture in here, but our last couch was way too long to put anything else over in this spot. And so this is a little bit of a, it's not as long, but it's as much seating. In fact, when I got it, I thought it was gonna be way smaller, but it's definitely fits just as many people on here. It's just a little bit more like slender than my other couch. And so it gave room to put the armchair here, which was exactly what we wanted to do. And then once we take the Christmas tree down, I can still put a rocker back over in that corner, so we have extra seating in this area. I absolutely love this furniture. It's extremely comfortable, and I love that it is full leather, because with kids, leather is the best because you can easily wipe it off if anything gets on it. With our living room being right off of our dining room, often like sticky fingers get onto the back of the couch, and so I would definitely not do any cloth in my living room. So we had leather before, and we have leather again. I always stick to leather because I love how easy it is to clean. It's very durable, and it's perfect for lots of little hands and sticky fingers. I love the flexibility and options for this furniture. You can choose different feet style to put onto the sofa or the armchair. We chose the hardwood feet, but they also have all leather feet as well. So depending on which style you want, you can choose which one you want to put on, and they're extremely easy to assemble. You just screw them on to the bottom of the couches. That was the only thing we had to do. The rest all came assembled. Obviously we had to put the cushions on, but that was was super easy. Another thing that I love about this furniture, we've already had it up for a couple of weeks, and it's way better than our last couch because these stay in place. And I feel like our last couch, it always was like sliding out, like the cushions were sliding out. It always looked a mess, but this one stays in place better. I love the mid-century modern vibe, the adjustable loose back in the seat cushions. They're easy to clean and they're super comfy. The deep truffle elements make it a high value set. So if you are looking for new furniture in your home, I could not recommend Cheetah highly enough, and you guys can check out the link down in my description box below to get 15% off your order. All right, so now that I have the house put back together, it is time to get started on a few things. I am actually hosting a cookie baking party tomorrow. This is something that we do every year. In my area, there's a church that does like the best journey to Bethlehem, I don't know, not really play, it's like a walkthrough thing. Anyway, afterwards, they give out cookies and hot chocolate to anybody that wants it after they walk through the journey to Bethlehem. And we always, like my sisters, my mom, and my mother-in-law and sister-in-laws always come over, and I host a big cookie baking party. And it's so fun because we can make all of these cookies and then we actually have somewhere to donate them. I mean, it's fun to eat some of them, but I feel like we end up with so many cookies. And so I love that we can have all these cookies, but then we don't necessarily have to keep them all and eat them for us. So that is going to be tomorrow, and I'm going to be making dinner while we have cookies. And so I'm going to be making some white chicken chili, and I'm also making some sourdough rolls. And so today I am getting my broth started, and I'm also getting my sourdough rolls started. So for these, I'm just putting all of the ingredients in my bread machine. I do not have a mixer, like a stand mixer. So instead I use my bread machine to mix all of my like bread dough. It actually works really well. I made a double batch of this, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be enough to make a double batch. So I did it like one batch and I took it off into the second batch, just because in the bread machine, there's just a little dough hook at the bottom of it rather than having like the big dough hook that comes on the top of like a KitchenAid mixer. I'm definitely going to get one. I don't know why. I just keep like procrastinating on getting one. My daughter like begs me to get one all the time. And then I was like, I'm going to get one on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. And then I just kind of forgot about it. So I don't know. This for now works really well. And so this is my dough for my sourdough rolls, and then I'll finish these up tomorrow, but I just wanted to get those rising today because the first rise takes anywhere from like 10 to 24 hours, so I'll let these rise overnight, and then tomorrow morning I will cut these and shape them into rolls and let them rise throughout the day, and then bake them so that they're ready for my little cookie baking party. You guys notice I'm holding my baby like in every clip of this. He was being extra clingy and just really wanting me to hold him all day. So doing everything one-handed. He is not like being in my back carrier anymore or really my wrap or anything. So when I hold him, I just have to hold him and be one-handed for a little while. But all right, I am getting lunch going, and I am making my family's like #1 favorite meal of all times. All of them love this. I'm included, love this. It is I'm like building this up like it's this like huge deal. It's not really that great. It's a French fry steak salad. Some of them call it steak salad, some call it French fry salad. It is just a big salad with like shredded steak on top with French fries instead of croutons. Wow. You guys are probably like waiting like for this like huge announcement of like what I'm cooking. And I'm making some homemade honey mustard. That's our favorite dressing for this salad. So to start off, I'm making mayonnaise because that is one of the ingredients in my honey mustard, and making homemade mayonnaise is super easy. It's just avocado oil, egg, a little bit of lemon juice, and mustard, and salt. And then you use an immersion blender and look at it go, turning right into mayonnaise there. And then I add in a cup of mustard and a cup of honey. So it's 1 cup mayo, 1 cup mustard, and 1 cup honey. And this is such a yummy, creamy honey mustard dressing that doesn't have all the bad things in it that the dressings do at the store. And so that's what I'm making. And tonight we are actually going to my sister-in-law's house for dinner. And then we are going to look at Christmas lights. There's a park that is pretty close to my sister-in-law's house that has a night when you can walk through and look all, it's like a drive-through Christmas light display, but on like certain nights you can walk through it. And we do this every year with my sister-in-law and her family, and they always invite us over for dinner. And so I'm not actually going to have to cook dinner tonight. We had, what did she make? She made chicken and green beans, and she made homemade rolls as well. So really delicious. And then we went to the lights, which I'll be showing you guys some clips of that at the end of the video. So while my steaks are cooking, I am tending here to my rolls a little bit. The second batch of my rolls were done, and so I'm getting those in my greased bowl here, and just going to put this tea towel over both of these and let them continue to rise. Now the next big thing that I have to do for my grand steak salad is make fries. So these are just potatoes fried in some lard, and then I add some salt on top, and that's it. This actually is kind of funny. It was back when I was in high school. I actually had a phase in my life where I sold insurance, like life insurance. And I always went to different family members and friends and, you know, like people in my high school, their parents, and sold life insurance, or at least gave them my spiel and tried to sell life insurance because, you know, the more I sold, the more money I made. And one evening I went to, it was one of my best friends in high school. I went to her parents' house to, you know, give them my life insurance spiel, and she made us dinner, and she made me this steak French fry salad. It's just lettuce with cheese, I think some tomatoes, steak, and fries. And I'm pretty sure she topped it with ranch. We switched it to the honey mustard. And ever since then, I'm telling you, that was when I was in high school. So like a million years ago, I still make this meal all the time. I remember the first time I made it for my husband, he was a little weirded out by the French fries, but it's so good. You guys have to try it. And then I made it when I had started having kids, and they will eat like ginormous plates of this because they love it. It's so good. So anyway, that's what's for lunch today. Now, when I give this to my baby and my toddler, I feel like it's hard for little ones to eat lettuce. And so I'll just give them some fries, little tiny pieces of steak, honey mustard on the side, some cheese, a little bit of avocado, and kind of serve it to them just with like little pieces rather than the whole salad. All right, guys, so I am in my daughter's room, and for her birthday is really close to Christmas. And so for her birthday and Christmas this year, she wanted a redone room. She wanted me to redo her room. That's what I'm looking for. And so I have been going, oh man, I've been having so much fun with this room. And I've been collecting furniture and artwork and bedding and just stuff for her room. And my intention was that I would make this like a complete surprise. I even thought like, her room's repainted. It was pink before, it was like bright pink, and now it's like a, I don't know how well you can tell with the lighting. I had to like mess with the lighting a little bit because of this. There's a window here and here in this room, and so it was kind of bright, so I had to kind of turn it down, but it's like a, I don't know, a grayish pink, I guess. So my intention was I was collecting things, and I was kind of like hiding it all in the basement, and I had some furniture in the garage with like a blanket over it, and I had this intention of having her like out of the house for a day and setting it all up. And then I was like, this is not going to work because one, it's going to take more than a day to put everything together. And then two, I was still collecting things as other things were like kind of piling up, and I'm like, there's this, I don't know, it felt like there was too much stuff in places it didn't belong, and I had to get rid of her other furniture. So I just basically told her, I mean, she knew I was doing this, but I wanted it to be like a big reveal, and that didn't get to happen. So I've been kind of piecing it together as we go. This right now, what I'm doing is I got this duvet cover. It was actually from my sister. She made this, and I'm putting the insert in here. And then what I'm gonna do today is I'm working on behind this nightstand. I got the most, here, let me try to get closer here. I'm gonna bend down. These cute little plates that when I was in Utah, actually like an antique store, I got these little plates. And I thought it would be so cute to do like, sorry, this is like kind of awkward, a little like plate hanging display right there. And so I have to figure out how I want to like, you know, lay them out, I guess, and get those hung up. So I'm planning on, getting those hung up today and then making the bed. And then I'm going to eventually show you everything. She has a new dresser, a mirror, a new little like bench seat here. Maybe I can sit on that and I don't have to like, oh, there we go. That's not as weird. A bench seat. I got her a pink little chair. This bed was my sister's. The rest of the stuff all came from like antique stores. It's cute. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. She's already like, she's been decorating for Christmas. That's why there's lights and red crocheted yarn all over the bed. But my favorite thing that is still coming is I ordered a really pretty rug for in here, but that doesn't come until, I don't know, it was on back order, so a while away. But once that comes, I'm going to do like a whole room reveal and show you guys because it's just gonna be so darling. So anyway, I'm gonna work in here. I'm gonna work on this plate wall, try to get these hung today, and if I don't break them first because I keep slamming them together, and make her bed, and then yeah, be on the lookout because I'm going to show you guys this whole room hopefully after Christmas, because she has a tree up over here. She has things like all around the bed. She gets like really into decorating, but some of the things that she does, I'm like, okay, it was cute, but anyway. All right, so I am making her little bed. She has had the same sheets and bedspread since she got in her big girl bed when she was like 2. So for many, many years. And so she's pretty excited to have a new quilt. She actually still has the same sheets. I haven't gotten those yet. These pillowcases are definitely way too big for these pillows. And so I'm going to get her the right size pillows for these. But I think these look so cute. Like I said, this was my sister's daughter's bed at one point, and this bedding was also there, but they didn't need any more. So it got passed on to me. Now I am laying out these plates in a million different ways, trying to decide which way would be the cutest way to hang these on the wall. I took several pictures and sent them to my sisters and was like, option 1, option 2, option 3, what do you guys think? And then I have these little sticky thingies that go on the plate. They had these directions about how you had to clean the plates first, even if they were new, still clean them, which these plates are lots of years old and I didn't do any of it. And then it said to put the yellow things on and let them sit for 24 hours before hanging them. But I was impatient, so I just did it. Probably not a good idea, but nothing fell, so I guess it's fine. So anyway, I got the plates all how I wanted them, with little sticky things on there and ready to go. And then I had my husband come in and help me to hang these. And oh my goodness, I am so happy with the way that these turned out. I was on Pinterest looking for like plate display ideas, but I couldn't find any with 5 plates, and that's what I had was 5 plates. And so it was really hard for me to figure out how to line these up. But now, once I see them up on the wall and just how adorable these are, I don't feel like I could mess it up. You could hang these anyway and they're going to look cute, just with all the different like designs on these and all the flowers and the edging. Oh my goodness, they are so cute. I think each of these plates were like $3 at an antique store. So I think it just makes such a pretty little wall art for the back of her nightstand here. After we got the plates on the wall, we hung up another piece of art that I had for her room. You can kind of see here's a little glimpse of what we have so far. I can't wait to show you more clips of it later on when the whole room is finished. All right, so my bone broth is finished, so I'm going to get this strained. I'm just going to let this sit out because it is so hot, and we are getting ready to leave to go to my sister-in-law's house for dinner and then go to the lights. I just left this out the whole time we were gone, then put it away when we got home. And like I said, I'll be using this to make soup tomorrow night. All right, so as promised, here are a few clips from our little night. They go all out. I mean, every inch and cranny of this place is decorated. There's a cute lake right in the middle. This is a cute little house that people lived in during the French and Indian War. So that was really fun to see. And then there were fireworks at the end. So anyway, we had a wonderful night. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and are enjoying your Christmas season. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I get out a new video every single week.